What's going on, everyone? Megan O'Brien and Mike Dussault back with you here on a Thursday from Gillette Stadium. And man, the news just doesn't stop. I don't know if you all went to sleep, but if you missed it, Kyle Van Noy is returning to New England. So the boogeymen are back. Deuce, what do you think?
I mean, it's a big move. I mean, you reinforce a position that was really light last year after, Kyle had left and Jamie Collins and Dante Hightower had opted out. So they do have some youth at that position. And, I thought with the initial move that they made with Matt Judon that might be it. But, now if Hightower does come back, it gives them three solid linebackers and doesn't quite mean that they have to throw those young guys into the fire just yet.
I tell you what, if those young guys want to play, they're going to have to buck up. So it should be very interesting to watch the linebacker competition evolve throughout the season. Kyle Van Noy wasn't the only news. There was more news that Beau Allen and Marquise Lee will not be back with the team next year. Those are two guys that had a lot of promise coming into the 2020 season, but we actually never saw them play it down for the Patriots.
I think we barely saw them practice. I mean, I know we didn't see Marquise Lee practice at all, and then Beau Allen was maybe there for the stadium walkthrough. That was the only time we really saw him. So I think it makes a little bit more sense now with some of the previous free agency moves that have been reported with, signing a couple wide receivers, signing a couple defensive linemen. So in that regard, I think it makes a little bit more sense, but just bizarre. Never saw those guys once, and now they're off the team.
And then there is some good news because I know New England fans love the fullback position. Jakob Johnson signed his restricted free agent tag, so that's good news for Jakob. And he's a guy that no one really had expectations for when he entered the league. But man, he's improved steadily throughout his NFL career.
I mean, I think Bill Belichick called him the 91st guy on the roster when he entered training camp 2 years ago and, got his feet wet there that first season in 2019. And then, last year he was the full-time fullback, made some remarkable progress. I think he had a touchdown against Seattle. He was starting to really break through. So, it's a big part of their offense. I'll be curious to see if Dalton Keene kind of factors into that as well. But he's made a lot of progress. I'm excited to see where Jakob goes in year 3.
What does our boss, Fred Kirsch, always say, Deuce? He said, look at what they do, not at what they say. And when I had you on the other day, you were really curious about the move that is Mills because you said they got a lot of safeties. Well, today news broke that they are one safety down. Patrick Chung announced his retirement on Instagram. Does this surprise you at all?
No and yes. I mean, I think we had reports from Devin McCourty. I think all the opt-out guys are coming back. I mean, when you get to the point where Patrick Chung is 3-time Super Bowl champ, what does he really have left to prove? He's gotten beaten up plenty over the years. So, in that regard, not surprising, but, I know the guy loves football. I know the Patriots always loved him. They've got good depth at strong safety regardless, even not factoring Mills into that between Duggar and Adrian Phillips, who really, did a pretty good job last year kind of picking up the slack for what Chung does. So they've got some options, but I agree. I think, the Mills signing makes a little bit more sense now. Maybe the Patriots had, some kind of ear that this was coming down the road with Chung.
Tough to see Patrick Chung go because of all he did here in New England. They drafted him and then he came back. He won his 3 Super Bowls, but every player has to make that difficult decision at some point. So at least Patrick Chung was able to do that on his own terms. Well, I mean, free agency has just started and the Patriots have been all over the news. Mike Dussault and I will be here on YouTube to break down everything that you need to know Patriots related and get you ready for the 2021 draft and the 2021 season. Man, the last week has indicated anything. I know that the rest of this year is going to be very exciting. Stay with us because we'll be back with some more news when news breaks. Deuce and I are here on YouTube. We'll see you next time.